Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle has sparked a heated debate that has sent shockwaves through the Catholic Church. What began as a routine discussion among priests quickly escalated into a theological confrontation with Pope Francis. The debate raises questions about the future of the Church, the balance between tradition and reform, and the leadership of these two influential figures. The conversation between Cardinal Luis and Pope Francis touches on some of the most controversial topics within the Church. Their disagreements highlight a growing divide between traditionalists and reformists. Cardinal Luis has long been known for his strong belief in traditional values, while Pope Francis has pushed for significant changes to modernize the Church. This clash of perspectives has left many faithful followers questioning the direction the Church is heading. Sources close to the Vatican suggest that Cardinal Luis's challenge to Pope Francis runs deeper than most realize. Behind the scenes, tensions have been rising for some time. The conflict gained momentum in July 2023, when 5 conservative cardinals submitted a series of controversial theological questions to the Pope. These questions tackled some of the most sensitive issues in the Church, including homosexuality and women's ordination. Pope Francis's response, delivered on October 2, 2023, sent shockwaves through the Catholic world. His answers signaled a dramatic shift in Church doctrine, echoing the changes introduced in his 2016 document, Amoris Laetitia. That document led to a 40% increase in how major dioceses around the world approach divorced Catholics. Now, with his latest responses, Pope Francis is once again challenging long-standing traditions. Historians have drawn comparisons between this moment and the Second Vatican Council, which dramatically altered the Church in the 1960s. Could this be the beginning of another major transformation in Catholicism? The answer remains unclear, but one thing is certain. The debate between Pope Francis and Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle is intensifying. To understand this conflict, we must examine the backgrounds of these two leaders. Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle was born in Manila in 1957 and has risen through the ranks of the Church with remarkable speed. Ordained in 1982, he became one of the youngest cardinals in modern history. His academic studies focused on the very issues that are now at the heart of this debate. However, Cardinal Luis is no stranger to controversy. Former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte accused him of political interference, sparking rumors of Vatican intervention. While these claims were dismissed by Church leaders, they added another layer to the ongoing drama surrounding Cardinal Luis. On the other side of the debate is Pope Francis, the first Latin American pope and the first Jesuit to hold the papacy. Born Jorge Mario Bergoglio, his journey from a chemical technician to the leader of the Catholic Church is nothing short of extraordinary. Since becoming pope in 2013, he has implemented more structural changes than any pope in the last 6 decades. His emphasis on transparency has led to a 67% increase in reported abuse cases, a move that has been both praised and criticized. Throughout 2023, Pope Francis and Cardinal Luis have continued to express their differing visions for the Church. Pope Francis has championed global reforms, while Cardinal Luis has focused on preserving traditional devotional practices, especially those rooted in Filipino spirituality. Their conflicting approaches to faith and governance have created a dynamic tension within the Church's leadership. A significant moment in this debate came with the release of Cardinal Luis's encyclical, Exit Nos, on October 24, 2023. This document emphasized the importance of the heart in shaping one's spiritual identity. While it subtly acknowledged Pope Francis's vision, it also called for a more gradual approach to reform. Cardinal Luis's message resonated deeply with conservative Catholics who feel that change should be implemented carefully rather than suddenly. The divide between these two leaders is also evident in how they approach missionary efforts. Pope Francis focuses on structural reforms to make the Church more inclusive, while Cardinal Luis values personal, heart-to-heart connections between pastors and their communities. This philosophical difference has shaped their leadership styles and influenced their respective followers. Cardinal Luis's role as the head of the dicastery for evangelization has given him a platform to express his views on reform. He has emphasized the importance of traditional spiritual practices, particularly the devotion to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. which remains deeply ingrained in Filipino culture. As the Church prepares for the 2025 Jubilee, Cardinal Luis continues to advocate for a more conservative approach to faith and governance. Despite their differences, both leaders share a common goal: to renew the Church and strengthen the faith of its followers. However, their paths to achieving this goal differ significantly. Pope Francis envisions a church that adapts to modern times, while Cardinal Luis seeks to preserve its traditional foundations. In July 2024, Cardinal Luis represented Pope Francis as a special envoy at the National Eucharistic Congress in Indianapolis. During his speech, he emphasized the importance of viewing life as a gift rather than a list of accomplishments. While his message aligned with Catholic teachings, it subtly shifted the focus back to traditional sacramental practices, challenging some of Pope Francis's priorities. Cardinal Luis's leadership style is diplomatic, yet principled. He has long been a vocal advocate for marginalized communities, fighting against poverty and political corruption. His efforts have been recognized globally, including winning the 2015 Ford Family Notre Dame Award for Human Development and Solidarity. As the 32nd Archbishop of Manila, Cardinal Luis has built a reputation for being down-to-earth and approachable. His humility and dedication to serving the poor have made him a beloved figure in the Philippines and beyond. Even with his high-ranking position in the Vatican, he remains connected to his roots and continues to prioritize the needs of everyday Catholics. With these two powerful figures leading the Catholic Church, the coming years will be crucial in shaping its future. Will Pope Francis's vision for reform prevail, or will Cardinal Luis's commitment to tradition hold stronger? The answer may determine the course of the Church for generations to come. The debate between Cardinal Luis and Pope Francis is not just about theology. It is about the very identity of the Catholic Church. As discussions continue and new challenges arise, Catholics around the world will be watching closely to see how this historic clash unfolds. One thing is certain: the Church is at a crossroads, and the decisions made now will have lasting consequences for its future. Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle has sparked a heated debate that has sent shockwaves through the Catholic Church. What began as a routine discussion among priests quickly escalated into a theological confrontation with Pope Francis. The debate raises questions about the future of the Church, the balance between tradition and reform, and the leadership of these two influential figures. The conversation between Cardinal Luis and Pope Francis touches on some of the most controversial topics within the Church. Their disagreements highlight a growing divide between traditionalists and reformists.